Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. As I said, I was going to watch Boris Johnson's conference, and I did on YouTube after I finished my recording yesterday. And I have to say, alhamdulillah, he's set out a really good exit plan for the lockdown that's going to start from Wednesday, so in a couple of days. And a lot of people have been saying a lot of stuff, as you would, I guess, because people are never happy or whatever. But what he was saying was actually on par with a lot of things. For example, phase one is going to be allowing people to go out and to socially mingle. Again, still maintaining the social distancing of 2 meters apart, and just maybe going out with a few family members, and unlimited outdoor access for exercise. Garden centres is opening and stuff like that. And what he's saying is that we will measure the rate of infection in this period of time. So those people who can't work from home, like construction workers or people working in industry, if it's safe for them in their environment, and those industries and those owners of those companies are providing adequate, safe measures for them to return, then they should be able to go back to work, which is good. And they are going to be, documenting the rate of infection, which is something that they are seeing, whether by this phase introduction, whether people are still getting infected or not. And if the infection rate does increase, then it's going to go back into where we were before. If it doesn't, the next phase will be schools opening for a month again before the summer holidays. Again, starting with reception, year 1 and year 6. And again, other shops opening and so on and so forth. And again, monitoring that phase as well to see whether there's an increased rate of infection. So it's always going back to, to the first step and measuring the rate of infection. And again, if it's showing that it's peaking, going back to square one again. If not, we go to phase 3 and then phase 4, but all the time maintaining that ideology that we need to keep this eye on our data, this rate of infection, and then looking at the boroughs and counties which got the higher infection rates, and maybe homing into those particular areas. And I think that again it's a brilliant idea. I know people were a bit, I don't know, iffy about the fact that be alert. What does it mean? I mean, come on, use your common sense, be alert. It doesn't mean that I'm going to go out and if you see my Facebook page, I had a rant on it recently, and was a friend who had had sent me a snapshot of what's happening in a certain area where we live in Pakistan, which was incredibly packed. That's not being alert, is it? I mean, you can go out, you can wine and dine on whatever there is. You still gotta accept the fact that we're living in a pandemic, and it's by no means is it over. So being alert is actually using your common sense that you don't want to go back to where you were. So even now that you're going out and this phase 1, still social distancing, still washing your hands for your 20 seconds, still not being in a crowded area, still if there's a place where you've got 10 or more people, do not go there. It's common sense. Only go out if you need to go out. People who can work from home, you still need to be staying at home. It's common sense. And people are saying, oh, what does that mean about being socially alert? I mean, that's so, it's so wishy-washy. What's so wishy-washy about that? Is that when we teach children, okay? So we teach children a progressive curriculum. So in autumn 1, we talk to children about number sense. So we have the whole half-term number sense. Then we move on to addition. Then we move on to subtraction. And those number sense, addition and subtraction are the foundations. We move on to multiplication and division. It does not mean we don't go back to what we know. We still need to go back to the basics that we've learned to influence what we are learning now. So it's the same thing. If we've talked about social distancing and washing our hands and being cautious and being safe, keeping yourself and your family safe, you still need to do that in phase 1. You still need to do that phase 2 and phase 3 and phase 4 and forever. I don't understand why people have to be like, what a stupid prime minister and what a stupid... No, it's not about being stupid. The only thing I don't understand, and I will say that, is phase 5, where people from other countries are no longer, well, whoever comes into the country now is going to have a 2-week quarantine, which I believe they should have done that right at the beginning, not right at the end. So I am a bit concerned about it, and I guess personally concerned because I'm going to Pakistan. Well, I'm hoping to go to Pakistan, and if I want to go to Pakistan for the whole of my summer holiday, then I come back and I'm in 2 weeks quarantine, that means I'm not going to go back to work for the next 2 weeks if they are open. So we need to understand what's going on, because I can't change my tickets or anything like that, because it's gonna, financially it's going to be a huge thing. I've got to now think about whether I'm going to take, whether the rest of my family are going to come with me now, because my husband and my son were supposed to come with me. So, are we going to put them in risk to go? Which in Pakistan is not much of a risk anyway, but risking coming back. So, if my husband's got 3 weeks off, and then he's going to go for 3 weeks, come back for another 2 weeks in isolation, it's just that we don't understand. A lot of these facilities back, lots of, except England, are testing people on arrival, and I think what we should do, that when we leave that country to come into, let's say, UK, we should carry a certificate perhaps, and those certificates are easy to get in Pakistan. It's very difficult in England, but in Pakistan it's very easy. In 24 hours you get your swab and whatever. In 24 hours you pay, 24 hours you get your certificate to say that you haven't got the corona, and that's the health declaration that you give at the airport upon entry, so you don't have to have that 2 weeks of isolation. However, it's a lot difficult when you want to do this in this country. In the UK, you've got to pay at least £500 to go to a private practitioner to get swab test. Takes 2 weeks, and then you get your certificate. So it's actually quite difficult, and I think that is the only bit that I'm not, because personally it's going to affect me. So we'll just see what happens, but I think it's a brilliant plan, and I'm going to do this one in Urdu as well for my people back home, I guess. That it's just worrying to see that how people, and it's going to happen here too, it's just worrying that now that we've said that we can go out, the people are still going to go stupid. We're still going to have people sunbathing in closed conditions, and garden centres are open, which is brilliant because I want to go and get some stuff for my garden, and recycling centres are going to open so we can dump all our stuff. I understand all of that, but you've still got to be aware. There's still got to be that awareness, and we're not going to ignore all the other things that we spent 2 months doing. And I know they're going to be an influx of idiots who are going to make us go right back to square one, where we're going to have another 2 months of staying at home. I want to go abroad. I want to go see my family. I've had 2 members of my family pass away now. I want to go abroad. I can't, do anything because of, they've passed away and that phase is over. But it's closure for me. I want to go and visit my mum and dad's grave, because I know I can't keep going to Pakistan. My family want to go Dubai, and I want to go Cyprus, I want to go different places, and I want to go Pakistan and see my mum and dad. Yes, there's a point I need to wean myself off, but come on, you can't. People need to start growing up. And then this video about Pakistan, and oh my god, it was chock-a-block, and are you for serious? So anyway, so that's where we are in England. So let's see what happens. We've got half-term holiday, I think, coming up, and then thereafter we're going back. I don't know if I'm going back or not. I still don't understand where I stand. Don't know where I stand. We've got 12 weeks of self-isolation, those with underlying health conditions. So I don't know if that means I'm not going back at all. Because if I'm not going back at all, I'm not going to Pakistan. And, let me go for 3-4 months. I just want to go. I just want to, go and stay with my family and, just have more than just 3 of us here. But then, obviously, my son is impacted. Because if he's going to go to school, then, I don't know. It is the uncertainty, really, of certain things, and obviously, and don't know where life is going to take us, and what it's going to be like post COVID-19. There's other strains and stuff coming up, but don't know. Scarf has gone all wrong, so yeah. So peace out. Oh, follow Tanya Wells. British girl, self-taught. I've lived in India and everything, and sings the most beautiful Indian ghazals. Oh, I got watch on YouTube. Subscribe. She is awesome.